What's going on, Shady people? ShadyPenguinn here, bringing you another live Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle 6v6 today against a friend, Brett / DeafStroke. You might know him. His link will be in the description down below. Go check out his channel. He's part of the GBA, so we're going to be seeing that stuff coming up real soon. But before we get started today, if you can, please leave this video a like rating, because if this video reaches 350 likes, I will keep 2 videos a day coming your way. That is what I say. Now today, we're going to go over my team really quick, bring in some new Pokemon. Get ready for this. Pay attention, because you're going to place your bets right now and bet who you think is going to be the MVP of today's match. But here we go. I'm bringing a Nidoking, a Chinchou, a Cloyster, an Electivire, and then I'm bringing a Machamp and a Scizor. So I'm bringing a really weird team. I want to get a victory with this team because it's so different, but like different from what I've been using. But we're going to see how it goes. I didn't really do too much thought process. I can see that I have a fighting weakness in Chinchou and Cloyster, but we're going to see my opponent. Whoa. Look at that Furfrou. Look at it. It looks like a, oh, it's Pharaoh. I love it so much. All right, so we got Granbull, Mightyena, Arcanine, Stoutland, Manectric, and Furfrou. So I think he leads with Granbull very often. I'm going to lead with Nidoking. I kind of want to lead with Chinchino, I should say. But actually, I guess I could lead with Chinchino. No, I'm gonna lead with Shady King. I feel like Nidoking's not a good lead. I guess I could lead with Scizor and U-turn out, but he's gonna intimidate me no matter what. So you know what? I'm gonna lead with Nidoking because I think that all the dogs intimidate. So what stinks is that I pretty much have all physical attackers except for Nidoking. So if Nidoking goes down, I'm getting intimidated. Left. Well, is this left for you guys? This might be left. This is my right, but left and right. I think that's how it works. No, I'm gonna be in the corner. So if I'm in the corner of the video, I don't know if it mirrors it. I don't know what it does after it processes it. So Brett is issuing this challenge. I'm gonna lead off with that Nidoking. This was a gift. A lot of the Pokemon I'm using right now were gifts from you guys. Thank you so much, Shady people. He leads off with this Pharaoh-Fru. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm gonna call it Pharaoh-Fru. He leads off with Pharaoh, and that's awesome. Furfrou. That's how we call it. All right. So Furfrou takes those physical attacks like no problem. So he's probably going to switch out here. I didn't take a picture of his team. So really quick while I remember. Arcanine, Mightyena, Granbull. Actually, I don't think... Yeah, Granbull's the name of the Pokemon. I know Furfrou. Shoot. Arcanine, Mightyena, Granbull, Furfrou, Manectric is his Mega, and one other one that I can't seem to remember. But that's the problem when you don't take a picture of your opponent's team. So we're going to just go for a stab. We're going to go for a Earth Power. We're going to go for a stab Earth Power. Let's just do it. Go for that stab Earth Power. See how much it does. Special attack. We're going to see it does well over half. And he's going to sit there and eat up his citrus. So we're going to see what he's going to go for right now. He's going to go for the Substitute, which is fine because he's got very little health left. I really don't know what this thing wants to do, but I'm going to go for an Earth Power anyway. He was probably expecting Nidoking to be, maybe he was expecting me physical. Oh, it carries the Surf. All right, so that's going to do some damage to me. That's going to do an awful lot of damage. And that really stinks. I guess we have the same speed because he just outsped me. Unless Furfrou has like a crazy ability. I'm not really familiar with it. Maybe it upspeeds in a pinch. No, it just has Fur Coat. That's all it has. So what the heck is going on with the speed tie? I don't really want to risk losing a speed tie again. So I'm going to, let me see. What should I go out into? I could possibly go out into Scizor, because I'm sure Scizor can take it. Not that I really don't want it to take it, but it's like the only thing. I guess I could go into Cloyster, but Cloyster has pitiful special defense. Machamp has pretty good special defense. Doesn't resist it, but I guess Scizor probably has the higher special defense than Machamp. No, it doesn't. Machamp has more. So I think I'm gonna go out into Machamp. I'm going to go out into Machamp because I can take a that's probably my best special wall right now. I don't really have a wall on this team, but it can take attacks. Machamp with those 4 arms, going for another Surf. Main reason I wanted to go on Machamp, look, I take it pretty well. It only does around 50, 49 to be exact. But we're just going to go for a dynamic punch. He's probably going to stay in. If he switches out, that's even better. But he's going to withdraw. Now we're going to see what he's going to go into. He's probably going to Arcanine. Goes down into Grand Bull. Even better for him. He's going to get the Intimidate off and resist the fighting type move. So that's pretty good for him. Let me just get Grand Bull Cerebi XY pulled up while I play. So he's going to resist that fighting. I do get a crit. So that crit definitely mattered. And he's confused, so that's awesome. But I'm going to switch out into Grand Bull. I think it's a physical attacker. Yeah, definitely a physical attacker. Really high physical attack. I think I'm going to go out into Scizor. Even though Cloyster has much higher physical defense. I'm going to go out into Scizor fearing any kind. I really don't want a fighting type move. I don't know if this thing even... I don't know. I don't really know what Grand Bull does. That's why I love... This is only my second time versing DeafStroke, but I love versing him because he brings dog Pokemon. He's the dog trainer, and it's pretty freaking cool to have your own type of Pokemon like that. He goes for the Play Rough, just straight up Play Rough. It's going to do a good amount of damage. Actually not, because I resist it. So that was an awesome, awesome switch in. And here I can just go for a Bullet Punch. He's probably going to go into Arcanine. So I'm going to go for a U-turn, predicting Arcanine to come in. Because obviously Arcanine resists Bullet Punch. He gets an Intimidate off, and he's going to be able to threaten me out. Oh, he goes down into Farofru. Whatever you want to call it. He goes out into that. And we're just going to Mega Evolve and go for a U-turn. I guess because he wants to have the damage of physical attack. So that's why he wanted to go into... his Furfrou, but even with having the physical attack, it's still a Mega Scizor, and he's not going to be able to take it that well. Most Mega Scizors don't run U-turn. They usually run Swords Dance, and that would have been a really good opportunity if I was running Swords Dance right now to set up, but not really because he's got so many Intimidators that it wouldn't matter. Here, I'm just going to go into Chinchino. I'm going to switch Jimmy in right now, basically because it's pretty fast. Actually, that kind of stinks because I don't know how you pronounce this guy. Cinchino. I'm just calling him Jimmy from here on out. Goes out into Arcanine, who's going to be able to drop my attack and outspeed. He's probably going to go for a Flare Blitz. I don't really have anything that wants to take it, but I also kind of wanted to keep this thing alive. I'm just going to go for the Rock Blast. Just gonna go for it. I'm gonna outspeed, and even though I got the Intimidate off, this is super effective Life Orb, so it's gonna do... It might take him out. If I can get one crit, it'll take him out. Yeah, if I can get one crit, it'll take him out. But I don't get a crit, so he lives at like 6 HP, and I'm pretty sure I'm dying now to anything right here. He goes for a close combat. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead to a close combat. I needed one crit. I expected a little more damage. I guess I should have realized after the Intimidate. Then again, that was really close to taking him out. Like, really close. So I'm okay with that, only because I can come in and revenge this thing. I can go into Scizor and go for a Bullet Punch. I know he's going to E-Speed, but Scizor can take an E-Speed at the very least. A lot better than any other Pokemon. Actually... I'm gonna go into Cloyster because realistically, Cloyster could take an E-Speed the best. Got crazy high physical defense, and that's what he's gonna have to go for. Because I'm gonna go for an Ice Shard. I'm not gonna go to set up obviously because if that thing goes for a close combat or anything, I'm dead. So we're gonna go for the Ice Shard. He might actually preserve his Arcanine, but see, he didn't. That's why I wanted to go with Cloyster because he couldn't take the risk of preserving his Arcanine if I wanted to go for the Shell Smash. So. Got to get that Ice Shard off. That's 2 dead Pokemon on his side, 1 dead Pokemon on my side. And this battle is chugging like a train, choo-choo chugga. I guess that's that expression, right? That's an expression. I don't really know. But he goes down to the Stoutland, who's gonna get the Intimidate off, of course. And this Intimidate is really gonna be the death of me. I don't really know what Stoutland wants to do. But the only Pokemon that I really can switch into right now is Scizor. I wish that this was my defensive Scizor, and I could go for some Roost and just roost off all this damage, but it's not, so I can't. I think Stoutland goes for like, I don't know, Stoutland goes for Return. So just a stab physical move that's not going to do too much because I do resist it. So here, I'm just going to go for... I think I'm just going to go for a, what do you call it? An X-Scissor for max damage. I think that's the best bet. I'm just going to go for an X-Scissor for max damage. So we're going to see how much this does to his Stoutland. I think Stoutland has pretty high defense. Yeah, it does a little over half. So he goes for the Pursuit, expecting me to switch out, which I never would at that point. So let's just go for another X-Scissor to take the Stoutland out. And that's going to be... He can either switch, he can switch into something, but he doesn't really have too many safe switch-ins right now. So I'm going to be able to take that Stoutland out. That was a crit. Obviously didn't matter. Because the previous X-Scissor did more than that one. And tomorrow I might bring you... Tomorrow I got to spend a lot of time training. You guys gave me so many different Pokemon. I really got to spend a lot of time training. Training them up. So in comes Manectric, carrying the Flamethrower. Obvious, Flamethrower is obvious, but I don't have anything that I want to sacrifice off. So I think I know what I want to do. I want to... just go for a Bullet Punch to get some damage off on this thing. He's going to be able to get the Intimidate, so it's gonna cut my attack a little bit, so I'm not going to get too much off on him. But I'd still rather get some damage than no damage. So we're going to go for the Bullet Punch as he goes for a Flamethrower. I think that's what Manectrix carries, Flamethrower. I'm pretty sure. Pretty darn positive. Not entirely sure, but he goes for that Flamethrower. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something risky. I'm going to go into Cloyster, baiting the Thunderbolt. I guess there's really no... Yes, that's why I wanted to do it. I'm going to go into Cloyster, baiting the Thunderbolt, and then I'm going to switch into Electivire. Because I want Electivire to put in some work. Oh my gosh, I never asked you guys to place bets. No betting in this video, I guess, because I totally forgot. That's what happens. My mind's all over the place. So I'm going to switch out into Electivire. I hope that wasn't too obvious. Goes for the Volt Switch. I'm going to eat it up with Motor Drive. Woo! And then I'm going to get a speed boost. And that's exactly what I wanted. That's all she wrote. And Electivire just roared. Just roared passionately. Because he's a fast little boy right now. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Let me see something really quick. Let me just take a gander. Woo! Woo! At that max speed. And that +1. It's over now. I don't think he has anything that wants to take an Earthquake. So I'm just going for Earthquake. I don't want to go for Wild Charge in case he decides to stay in, and I'm faster, so an Earthquake will take this thing out, that's for sure. Bam! There it goes. That's an Expert Belt Electivire, so he's not going to see any item, so he might think I'm banded, which would be nice, because then I could just go for Stab Wild Charges all day and take the rest of his team out. He's going to get the Intimidate off, but even so, is Granbull, how physically defensive are you, Granbull? Let's find out together, guys. Defensive 75. Electivire has that base attack of 123. I think that a Wild Charge will still take you out. And I'm going to go for it because Bruce Lee is not messing around. This was a gift as well. It's not going to take you out. So that kind of stinks. Guess I overestimated just how strong Bruce Lee was. And you're going to go down to an Earthquake. Man, the Intimidate really screws you up a lot. Really screws you up. At this point, it doesn't matter much because I can go into my Machamp, who is Scarfed, and just go for a Dynamic Punch and be able to take things out. And his last Pokemon is Mightyena, so Dynamic Punch is going to be able to take that one out too. So that's going to be probably the battle. Gonna land this Dynamic Punch. No, I really thought I was gonna miss. No guard. No guard. See, last time I used Machamp, I was like, oh, am I gonna hit Stone Edge? Am I gonna hit Stone Edge? But I was just forgetting about no guard. It will never happen again, I'll tell you that. You won't hear me make that dumb commentary, that's for sure. But he's gonna have to go into Mightyena here. I think he gets the Intimidate off. No, he doesn't carry. Alright, so for once, a Pokemon that does not carry Intimidate, I can just go for the Dynamic Punch. And as long as he's not Scarfed, I'm look at that face. Oh my gosh, Mightyena is so beautiful. Mightyena is such a beautiful Pokemon. Just look at it. Oh my gosh, the view. He's snarling right now. That's absolutely glorious. But in comes the Dynamic Punch, which is going to be able to take this thing out because Machamp's attack is sky high, and that is going to be the game. Thank you so much for the game, Brett, Kyle, DeafStroke. Make sure you check out his channel and the link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. Sorry I didn't ask you guys to place bets, but if you can, leave a comment right now. What Pokemon was your favorite in that match? For me, it was Electivire. I don't care that Electivire didn't do too much. I just loved being able to switch into it and get that speed boost. That was really freaking cool. I love Electivire. So it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Let me know who your favorite Pokemon was in that battle, whether it's on my team or whether it is on DeafStroke's teams. Have yourselves a good day. That last sentence was almost English. But above all else, keep it shady.